went on and made a decision to go ahead and remove the power transformer from the chassis. A couple reasons: the rust on top of the bell housing and underneath. The wires themselves are a little bit frayed in places, especially on the high voltage side. So a little concerned about some arcing that's possible there, some safety issues. And there's the power transformer. Put an X on the back side just to know which way the transformer was facing. There's a look at one of the high voltage leads. You can see the cloth is deteriorated right at the bell housing. Again, this is the high voltage side. And ditto for the 5-volt winding, going back to the heater for the 5Z4 rectifier tube. You can see why that occurs. The leads are bent, of course, when they come out of the transformer. And you can see how tight they are as well. This lead was just taped off and not used on this particular transformer. Yeah, it was actually this lead was not used on the transformer. You can see it's just taped off. Let me see if I can push that through. Yeah, I just had to go ahead and snip that where the primary was spliced so I can get that through. Let me reposition this where you guys can see this. Look at the wiring there, how degraded. Let me zoom in. Definitely an unsafe situation. And ditto there for the primary winding as well. Finished replacing all the lead wire best I could on the power transformer. The wiring was really bad, frayed all the way back really to the core. I'll go back when I'm done here with some conformal coating 422C. You guys have seen me use this before. It's rated for over 1000 volts. Seems to work well in this situation where I can't get the heat shrink all the way back up on the leads to the core. So I'll coat everything best I can before I put this transformer back together to calculate the turns ratio. And from the turns ratio for the high voltage winding, I could calculate the voltage. Let's check 1/2 of the high voltage winding. Again, just going from the red lead back to my new stripe lead. We'll flip on the variac here and we'll bring up the transformer slowly and also look at wattage just to make sure there's no issues there. Wattage looks good. I'm about 70 volts there on my line input voltage. Now I'm up to 95, 107, 116, and let me back her back down just a bit, and right in that area is about 120. So I hit the mark there using the leakage inductance method pretty close, 347 volts AC. Let me move the red lead over to the other side and see how close the transformer is balanced. Flip off the power source. and pretty close. Let me just make sure my input voltage is the same, and pretty close, 347, 348. Alright, let me kill the power source again, and let's check the 5 volt winding and the 6.3 volt winding. Alright, the 5 volt winding for the heaters of the 5Z4 tube, 5.56 unloaded. And for those that watched the previous video, the 6.3 volt winding, just doing the math based on my audio generator hooked up, I think it showed it around 7 volts or so unloaded. We'll see how close this is. Make sure everything's clear. And right at 7 volts. Again, looking for 6.3 loaded, and you can see the transformer has an overhead. So that voltage will drop under load. Wattage on the transformer, again, only been running it here just for a couple minutes, 4.4 watts. So nice and cool. I'll go ahead and apply the conformal coating now. Let that cure for a day. I'll go ahead and get the bell housing. This is the underside. Not too bad, but I'll do the de-rusting on the bell housing on the top and bottom. Get those ready to be painted. Let the conformal coating cure, then try to get this thing back together and do one final test. And what's left of the old crumbled up wire. The transformer was definitely unsafe to use.